I'm SW Anderson, and I am so excited to be a part of the Indie Weekend with the Rainbow Literary Society. Today I'm going to be reading from my paranormal romance, a soulmates reunited, past lives reconnecting story titled This Time. Got the beautiful cover art done by Cindy Bamford. There we go. In this this book, Tess and Elena are the main characters in present day. And Tess is very science-based and straightforward and very intelligent. And Elena is more free-spirited and worldly knowledge, and she's an artist and has Native American roots, and she's more open to things. And she's been having dreams of the same woman since she was young. Neither one of them in their personal lives is things working out the way they want to. And then things start to get a little bit weird. So this one here, I am going to be reading from a section where they have a near miss in Kansas City. And this is told from Elena's side. Marley locked her arms in Elena's to steady them both as they weaved their way through the crowd toward the exit. Elena couldn't keep herself from laughing, a not so subtle sign that she'd had too much to drink. It had been a while since they'd had a girls' night out, and she made a mental note to not wait so long again. That was so much fun, Marley. Thanks for letting me tag along this weekend. You're always welcome. Hey, when's the last time we went out anyway? I don't know. Elena's mouth quirked up and to the left as she searched for answers. I think maybe over the holidays. It's the first year we haven't even gone out for New Year's. We should definitely do it again sometime, though. Agreed. Oh, I wish I didn't have to go back to the conference tomorrow. Me too, but hey, tomorrow you get an award, Small Business of the Year, and that's awesome. Thanks, but I'm just doing my part, making women's own business more visible and successful. That's why I joined the Women's Business Association to start with. Well, you are succeeding, and I applaud you. You're going to make me teary. You know how I get when I drink. Elena laughed and gave Marley's arm a gentle tug to hang a right as they exited the building. They walked past a large window that shone into the restaurant they just left. The urge to look inside rushed through her, and her skin tingled just as it had a bit ago when they were inside. She turned and peered through the glass, catching a quick glance of the side of a dark-haired woman wearing an equally dark suit before she disappeared into the crowd. Lena had always been a sucker for a woman in a suit, but she was drawn to this one more than most. The thought of going back inside flitted through her mind. She could buy her a drink, see if her eyes were blue. Who knew what would come after? It wasn't only her curiosity that had been piqued. Her body reacted as well. Goosebumps prickled her skin. The beat of her heart stumbled before breaking into a sprint. Shallow breaths were all she could muster as she came to an end of the window, losing any chance of seeing the mystery woman again. Unless she decided to go back inside. Marley stumbled. Elena was quick to return to her senses, keeping her friend upright with a firm grip. There was only one place they'd be going tonight, and that was back to the hotel. Though her body protested, all thought of talking up the stranger faded into the background, joining the pile of other wishful thoughts that had gathered over the years. 15 minutes later, both of them buzzed and tired. They dragged themselves into the hotel room. Marley kicked her shoes off, dropped her pants on the floor, and unhooked her bra from her shirt. She fell unceremoniously backwards onto the bed, passing out cold the second her body landed. Lena tucked her under the covers, smiling at the woman who was like a sister to her. She made her way quietly to the bathroom, stopping to undress along the way. Shirt tossed to the floor, her pants in a ball with her sneakers and her bra beside them. After a swish of mouthwash, she slipped into her sleek shirt and shorts and climbed into bed, expecting the alcohol to send her into dreamland just as quickly as it had Marley. Instead, she lay staring at the ceiling. The odd feeling from earlier still had every cell in her brain and body in a tizzy. The need to find real-life proof of the woman in her dreams had reared its ugly head and driven her curiosity about the woman at the bar. There had been such a need to act, thrumming through her. The timing had been all wrong. What would have been the point anyway? They probably lived on opposite ends of the country, or she would have been married. Still, her body remained revved and high RPMs heated to the core if the stranger's hands were on her. caressing her skin and inside her, driving her to unimaginable heights. She released a ragged breath with a shudder as she allowed her eyes to close. Thinking was stressing out her mind, and her imagination had her physically exhausted. Yet she was wired to the max. Oh, how she wished she had more alcohol in the room to calm the storm. Sleep was her happy place, and like every other day, she'd been longing for another date with her blue-eyed beauty. Elena just hoped it would come soon. Light shone through the hotel curtains, nudging Elena awake. Her eyes cracked open, and the haze of too many free drinks clouded her vision. That uncomfortable morning longing she'd become so accustomed to settled in. Yet another day had arrived, without the one person she wanted most by her side. A low groan crawled from her throat as she rolled away from the sun. Marley was asleep in the next bed, lying flat on her back, mouth wide open, left arm over her head. Elena stifled a laugh and closed her eyes, drifting back into the realm between dreams and reality. The place she was most at peace. Fragments of last night's dream returned. A grin claimed possession of her lips, and a soft whimper of want trickled out. Brilliant blue eyes, the color of sapphire, smiled at her. A tiny mole sat above the woman's left brow. Dark brown hair cascaded over broad shoulders. Strong arms locked around Elena's waist. They stared into one another's eyes, silent and comfortable, an aura of love their cocoon. Elena's hands gripped the edges of a gray vest, pulling them closer until their mouths were a whisper apart. First, barely a brush. Then, a gentle interlocking of soft, warm lips. Finally, fireworks. They sparkled behind her eyelids and crackled in her belly, setting her body on fire and sending her heart rate skyrocketing. A gentle but determined hand caressed her cheek, then stroked a path between her breasts and down her belly, stealing her breath as it dipped lower, slipping underneath her jeans on its way to a destination they were both anxious to reach. Beep, beep, beep. Slam. Shut up, Marley grumbled. She fumbled with the alarm until it shut off and then rolled away. Elena's eyes flew open wide, rapid, shallow breaths accompanying a sweat-peppered neck and pulse pounding in her throat. Her libido remained locked in high gear, causing her thighs to clench and a whimper to escape being left high and not so dry. Realization struck, and she sank into the bed. The touch she had craved all night had been ripped away before its fulfillment. Sadness swallowed her whole, turning the light to darkness much the way the sun did the moon each month. Her eyes sealed shut, a tear trickled out. The moment was gone. Again, another day had arrived, bringing with it her waking up alone and wanting. So very wanting. Her skin still burned where the hand had traveled. Her lips tingled. If she concentrated hard enough, she could still taste those delicious full lips. So real, yet not at all. Thank you. This has been S.W. Andersen, and I hope you enjoyed the rest of the reading. Thank you again to Rainbow Literary Society and for hosting this indie weekend.